I must apologize. But we have to keep him here. You shouldn't have come here. You shouldn't have come here. But we have to keep
All right.
him here.
Hello, and welcome back to the Creepy Kroly. I am your host, CC Krol. I am a horror author, and we are here to sit back. If you're wearing shoes, I want you to just take the shoes off. You know, get your socks off too. I hope you weren't wearing shoes without socks, because that is like, I've done that before. Like if I have to do something outside, if I just have to go in the backyard or something, like if I'm mowing and I have an old pair of shoes, I'll wear those, and that's not so bad. But if you're going out, like to dinner or something, and it's like your nice shoes, and you're not wearing socks, what kind of a monster are you? Number one. And I don't have a number two. So tonight, what we're going to do, we're going to try another one of these Tubi Tuesdays, because I had such a good time last time watching The Hills Run Red. And if you watched along with me last time with that, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the editing was good. I hope you chuckled at least once. I hope that you got a kick out of it. And I think we're going to have a good time tonight, because we are watching the 1985 classic, The Stuff. I don't know if you have seen this before. If this is your first time, I apologize that I will be, talking over it the entire time. But if you've seen it before, it won't be as bad that I'll be talking. We can kind of like have a laugh together. So if you listen to the last one, I'll do kind of like a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then we'll both press play together. And hopefully I edit it in such a way that you just have to pause when you have the ads on your end, because Tubi has ads. So as long as you pause the podcast while your ads are playing, and then press play again as soon as your ads are done and the movie plays again, we should be synced up throughout the entire movie. So I am doing this without ads, because I tried this before. I was doing a test episode with Ice Cream Man, and I might try it again and kind of re-edit it. But I found myself doing the commentary, like I was still talking through the ads, and I was like, wait a minute, the ads aren't going to be the same for everybody, so the length of the ads aren't going to be the same. And it just turned into this whole like shitstorm in my mind. I'm like, wait, can I even do this? Like, how are we going to do this? We're not going to be able to watch it at the same time. And then I had like an existential crisis, because I was like, is everything I'm doing, none of it makes sense. And I was like, well, how else do we watch a movie together? I'm like, do I ask them to just buy movies on streaming services? Like, I don't, like we don't all have the same streaming services. What a pain in the ass this could be. We'll keep trying it, and if it doesn't work out, guys, let me know. But, yeah, let's have fun. I hope everyone's doing well. I have been doing well. I had an awesome time last night. I'm recording this on a Monday, and we'll be posting it tomorrow for your Tubi Tuesday pleasure. I was a guest on a great podcast called Midnight Terrors, and I got to talk to Kevin and Jason and Mr. J. Kevin and Jason are the main co-hosts, and Mr. J is a frequent guest. But it was all four of us last night, and we were discussing Pumpkinhead, which I love. Pumpkinhead's a classic if you haven't seen it. And, man, I had a blast, and I think we all had a great time, and, yeah, I'm glad to know those guys, man. And, I'm excited to know them, and you know, maybe hop on another podcast with them in the future. That's about it. What's going on with you guys? Anything? Let me know. I've got a Discord. If you're listening to this, and you're not in the Discord, and you would like to be in the Discord, and when I say if you'd like to be in the Discord, this is me saying, like, okay, well, first, you're not weird, right? Like, you can't be weird, okay? Because everyone in the Discord right now is so cool. I like all the people so much. They're cool people. There's a couple people that maybe aren't so cool. Like, there's one person named I Can't Today. Whoever that person is, they're really not cool. Everyone else is really cool, though. I'm just kidding. I Can't Today is one of my good friends. But if you want to be in the Discord, if you're listening to this and you're not in the Discord, reach out to me. I am on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. Just go on Instagram and type in ZC Krol, because that's my name, you know? And you'll find me there. I'm also on the Facebooks. And you can email me. That's electronic mail. That came out around, it's like 95, I think. You can email me at zckrol.writing@gmail.com. And I will answer. So, yeah, hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. I just said that. God. If I ever say, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, just please don't ever listen to one of these ever again, because I'm not going to be that guy. I mean, I get it. I get why people do it. I mean, I don't, but I don't know. I'm not going to do that whole thing. Okay, so, yeah. Hit me up on the Instagram, and if you're not weird, if you're not, like, into weird shit, and you're not, like, not mean, like, don't be mean. There's so much negativity in the world right now, man. People are such dicks, and everybody in the Discord right now is so cool and nice, and there's so much, you know, like, when you do, like, the little, emoji reactions, when you react to people's messages on there, it's always hearts. It's always, like, everybody just is, there's just so much love, and I love that everyone's supporting me. I feel, like, so grateful for everybody, people I've never met, you know, I really appreciate all of it, and so if you want to be a part of that, I just want to say, like, just don't be a dick, okay? So if you can just do that, let me know, and I will send you the invite. You will be in there, and we will have a good time. I tell you what. Okay, so we are going to watch The Stuff, 1985. This was directed by Larry Cohen. You might know this gentleman. He directed It's Alive. I think that was his first major motion picture. But he also wrote that. That movie is from 1974. He also did the It's Alive trilogy. There's 3 of those, which is why it's a trilogy. That's why I said that. He did The Stuff. He wrote Maniac Cop. Not sure if you guys have seen the Maniac Cop trilogy. Those are interesting. He did a Return to Salem's Lot, which I'm pretty sure is like one of the worst sequels ever made. I've never seen it, but I think people hate that. I'm looking right now. Let me look on the. I'm on the IMDb right now. The IMDb. Yeah, it's got a 4.3 out of 10. Yeah. You know, IMDb ratings don't mean really anything to me anymore. Especially as a horror fan. I mean, we were watching Pumpkinhead last night. I was on Midnight Terrors, and the movie has like a 6.1 on IMDb. That movie's like an 8. It's at least an 8. That's like one of the best. I mean, who let these clowns on this site? I have that problem with Rotten Tomatoes too. Like, who are these clowns? These professional people who probably went to school to study the art form. Who are these clowns that are gonna tell me that fucking Pumpkinhead is not a 10 out of 10? I mean, it's at least an 8, right? I would say it's fresh. It's certified fresh. So yeah, Larry Cohen, directed this stuff. This movie stars Michael Moriarty, who I know, I recognize him from Law and Order. He was also on an episode of Masters of Horror that was on Starz. That was created by Mick Garris. I think I mentioned this in the last episode. He was in the episode called Pick Me Up, where he played a truck driver / serial killer. He's so good in it. And he's so good in this too, in the stuff. But yeah, great actor. I don't really know him from much else, unfortunately. I'm sure I've seen him in other horror stuff. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Great cast though in this movie. The stuff. Garrett Morris, just like a comedy legend. He was on. I think he was in the original cast of SNL with Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd in them. Or was it Chevy Chase? I think he was the original cast. Yeah, he's so funny. He was also on Two Broke Girls. Me and my wife used to love that show. Paul Sorvino is in this. Mira Sorvino's dad. I think he just passed away, actually. I want to say not even a year ago. Yeah, last July. Yeah, he's a great actor. He plays a colonel in this, and he's funny. This movie is so it's got such a weird sense of humor to it. I just love it. Yeah, so I've talked enough. Let's get started here. I will do the countdown, and I'll just say the 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, you ready? Let's boot it up. I'm gonna do the countdown right now. Do 3, 2, 1, and play. We see the old man with the flashlight, right? Just like this looks like the when the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is blown up at the end of Ghostbusters and it rains down on Walter Peck. There's a lot of scenes where you see the stuff. It reminds me of that scene at the end of Ghostbusters. I like how he doesn't... I think these are miners, and it's just like... This is a foreign chemical substance in this area where we are mining. Maybe I should taste it instead of maybe calling like the EPA or something. I don't even know if the EPA existed back then. 1985? That's a good question. By the way, he said there might be enough of this stuff. I thought a good drinking game for this movie would be to take a shot every time someone says the word stuff. And I was like, haha, that's hilarious. But then I was like, no, people would die everywhere. I mean, it's an 80-minute movie, but this kid's actually, I don't know what else he was in, but he's very good in this. There's Garrett Morris, Paul Sorvino. Danny Aiello. He was known for being like kind of a mob actor. Like he'd play in like mafia movies. Yeah, I think this kid's name is Paul Bloom. Oh, it looks like he was in Smokin' Aces? What? I love that movie. Interesting. Oh yeah, stuff moves in the fridge here. Spoiler alert, if you... Sorry.
I'm scared, man. You shouldn't be walking around here like this. What are you doing down here? I thought you were a burglar or something.
I was hungry.
Why isn't this kid allowed to walk around in his own house?
Did you see?
See what? What's the matter with you anyway?
It was moving.
You listen to me, young man. You get your butt back upstairs to bed. You understand? Don't ever pull this on me again. Now move.
Dude, I didn't have parents like this, and I don't know if you out there listening had parents like this, but man, this guy's a dick, right? He's a dick.
When I was a little girl, I didn't think there was anything that I liked more than ice cream. Now I'm a big girl, and I've decided there's something I like better. Much better.
This movie's so bizarre, man. I love it. It's called The Stuff.
Enough. It's never enough.
Enough is never enough. This has such weird kind of commentary and like the actual story. Like this main character played by Michael Moriarty. I forget like exactly what he is. He's like he's into like corporate espionage. He's trying to expose the company that makes the stuff. Yeah, here he is right here. He kind of reminds me of David Caruso from CSI Miami. He is also in Session 9. You have to see that movie if you haven't. That is a sweaty palm. I love how he like carries himself. Stuff, take a shot.
Not completely. I don't understand why you didn't go to the Food and Drug Administration. Well, for one reason or another, right after it was approved, most of those involved resigned. They're either out of the country or on vacation. that is American way.
You never had so much trouble getting information out of a company.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Every stone wall has a chink in it. I'll get inside there. I'll penetrate the company. I'll do some damage. But it's going to be expensive, believe me.
We don't want to know how you do it. Just, do it.
I understand. You guys don't like me. Heard it on the tap there. Someone said I've been fired from the FBI. Blackballed, and then I was obscene. Someone here said I was obscene. Somebody here. Who said I was obscene?
How the hell did you know?
Well, while you were at the Metropolitan...
I forgot how tall he is.
I just happened to be walking through your hotel room, and I dropped this in your pocket.
He's been bugged. Everybody checks.
Son of a bitch.
You know, Mr. Rutherford, Mo Rutherford. You know why they call me Mo?
No, what?
Because every time people give me money, I always want Mo.
Well, you know, Mr. Rutherford,
Yes, sir?
I don't think you're quite as dumb as you appear to be.
No one is as dumb as I appear to be. As I understand it,
I'm gonna start using that line.
written for me with my name on it.
I think the gentleman there.
Oh, this fellow here. Oh, yes, look at that. Okay, that's good enough for starters.
Dude, I love this guy. He's so like.
Thanks for the job, gentlemen.
Mo Rutherford. Dude, every time I see this kid, I swear he looks like he's 35. Doesn't he looks like he has an adult face. It's so weird.
Tell him he's not missing school today. I don't care what his excuse is.
He doesn't want to eat that stuff. This gets very interesting, like this family dynamic.
No, don't eat that.
Nothing wrong with it. Had some last night.
I'm telling you, it isn't good. It's spoiled. This tastes well to me.
Reminds me of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I'm sure that had to have been an inspiration for this. Maybe
It moves around.
that plus the Blob.
It moves. Saw it moving in the refrigerator.
Hey, freak, what do you want anyway?
Why is it that when kids say they saw something, adults just immediately dismiss them? Which I understand kids... I mean, maybe that's a stupid question, but why don't you just entertain your kid for like 5 minutes instead of slapping him across the back of the head and calling him a dumbass? Like, maybe be a good parent and listen.
Regulation that requires them to reveal the contents. They're protected by the FDA statute of identities rule. The same law protects Coca-Cola, secret formula for their syrup.
Gentlemen, a little lady entered the room now. I was doing some undercover research for me. Because, folks, if we're going to find out secret formula stuff, we're going to have to steal it.
A little faster pace, okay? Let's get a little movement into this. Step, step. Let's see the bathing suit. Okay, I want wonderful smiles. We've got red hotties, is it? Okay.
I love how this stuff is like... this stuff. And now feed each other the stuff. It's like yogurt, and it's always weird when I see these marketing campaigns. Like this seems so wild and bizarre to me. Like this whole movie is bizarre, but this in particular, just it's yogurt. But then I think about it, it's like they do that with all kinds of products in the real world.
Bite, let me see how much you love it. Very good, thanks, girl. Okay, Chrissy.
This movie is so...
Right here. Very good. Now, I'm going to want you to go with her tight close-up as she feeds the camel. What are you doing? Are you out of your mind? Who the hell are you?
I gotta talk to Miss Kendall about her employment and about this job and everything. So y'all can drink coffee.
This guy is like, he thinks he's like James Bond or something.
Now, listen, I'm sorry to interrupt you like that, but I can't wait in line. I can tell right now that you're not the type of person to wait in line either, are you? I mean, you didn't get where you are now by waiting in line, did you?
How do you know that story?
Well, I know that story because that's the way I got where I am today. And here I am with you, and you're awful pretty.
You're awful pretty.
Mo. My friends call me Mo. They call me Mo because every time they give me something, I always want Mo. And I suppose you wonder what I want out of you.
I mean, she like finds him charming. Like, is he charming, ladies, and gentlemen that are watching along? Is he charming? I find him to be kind of charming.
As the public interest at heart.
But why me?
But he's kind of got that like snaky,
What you did for the stuff.
like car salesman-y thing about him too, right?
I understand it. And you created the image and put the whole sales bit together.
That's why I don't have a lot of time for petroleum companies, you know?
Well, now, darling, I'm not here to hire your agency to work for us. I want to buy your agency and put you in charge.
Want to buy the agency and make... That clarifies things. Will you just sit right there just one second?
So weird. She's like,
Chrissy?
I think she basically propositions him. She's like, what hotel are you staying at?
No problem, right away. You were saying?
I do like to see a woman make decisions. Pick your favorite restaurant.
McDonald's.
Sherry Netherlands.
They have room service at the Sherry Netherlands.
My limousine's just outside.
So's mine.
I bet mine's bigger than yours.
Oh. They're gonna do the no pants dance. No, I don't think they do. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say. Okay, this kid, the way he runs into these boxes is... if I remember... What are you doing, man? I love this. Oh, man, I gotta get rid of this stuff. You know, ultimately he is right, so I'm rooting for him. He's doing the right thing. But if that was just yogurt, like regular yogurt, what a little prick. Am I right? Take the sign down, too. I don't like that painting. I bet you were thinking the same thing, weren't you? You looked at that and you're like, ugh.
Hello, Mr. Vickers. I called you about an appointment. Oh, sure. The man from Consumer Magazine? Oh, that's right.
What a cute puppy.
Is he friendly?
Is he friendly? Look at him.
1 year. 1 year old? Is Uncle Vic? I feel very well. Can I get you a drink? Oh, no, thanks. I'm all set now. I'm glad to hear that. Vic can't kill you. Thought you outlawed. Mr. Vickers, how long have you been with the Food and Drug Administration? Almost 19 years. Yeah, pretty soon they'll be retiring me. And as I understand it, you were part of the team that tested and approved a product called the Stuff. Oh, they didn't have a name for it then.
Stuff, take a shot.
They sure merchandise the hell out of it, but we all agreed it's a good product. How long was it tested before you proved it? You gotta understand that this is a dessert, not a prescription medicine. Not any different from yogurt or ice cream. Hey, what's in the stuff? I mean, what's it made out of? How's it made?
I mean, it is quite different than ice cream and yogurt.
Rutherford? Mo Rutherford. I hope
I love the acting in this movie, man.
you're not going to tell me now that there's been some trouble. I mean, someone's allergic. Well, that would upset you, wouldn't it? Look, all we can do is look for something common to most people. Now, if there is no reason to forbid the use of power, then we have to okay it. And in this case, it was a pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure because I love it. I love it. Oh, well, you eat the stuff? All the time. I do it. Ben has it.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Ben has it all the time. Right, Ben?
I wouldn't feed the dog ice cream and yogurt.
Well, I suppose if both you eat it, that'll be all right. It's very good. But I understand that you're not actually a chemist, Mr. Vickers. No, I'm an administrator, but I can give you the names of some of the people on the panel. Oh, well, I tried that already, and for some strange reason, they're all out of the country or they're deceased. Say, where did you test
It's kind of, you know,
State of Virginia? I still have some
the plot is kind of like opening up here into this kind of corporate conspiracy cover up.
rocks and send them right back to you.
You know, so there are people who know like what the stuff is and what it does and where it comes from, and they're also eating it and are hooked on it.
Why is your master afraid of you?
So it is very Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Want to get something to eat? Come on, let's go to the kitchen.
It's like the idea of this thing that keeps spreading, and you know, you're not one of them, and they're trying to make you become one of them, and
I felt like a glass of water, but I'm not thirsty anymore. Yeah, these are some of my old documents. Just a lot of old names. Well, thanks very much. I appreciate it. It's my pleasure. I'll get copies to this as soon as possible. Take your time. Bye, Ben.
oh, he said bye to Ben. That means he's a cool dude.
You're a good boy, Ben.
Mo Rutherford.
Treat for you. In fact, I have a treat for both of us. We deserve it, don't we?
I love this song. Dude, I was just thinking this the other day, I miss when songs were written for movies. It still happens every now and then. Like, The Weeknd just did a song for the new Avatar movie. But do you remember when, like, the song would be, like, literally talking about the movie, like this is? I love this. And you know what? I still think the dog is just adorable. I don't care if he's a... Dog pulled the phone. It's a smart puppy. How's everybody doing with this? Are we freaked out? Are we scared? I'm having a great time.
What can I do for you? Fill her up. Fill her up. There's nice clean restrooms out there if you want to. I must have taken the wrong turn off here somewhere. This is Stater, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Stater.
I guess I know somebody here. I can't remember his name. Melville. You mean old Harold? He moved out. They just about all moving out of here. There's nobody here but you. Don't you want to wash your hands or something? I put in a new towel. Could you stop that at $20? Okay, yeah, sure. You recognize that bar down there? No. Well, ain't that a novelty? Two strangers in one day.
This is so good. I know the whole point of this podcast is for me to be talking, but I find myself like engrossed in the movie. So I apologize if there's just like dead air. But you're watching it too, so it's like, you know, it's alright. If you are having a good time, oh yeah, Chocolate Chip Charlie. This is Garrett Morris. He was on SNL and Two Broke Girls. Great comedic actor.
You're Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Well, I sure as hell ain't the Kentucky Colonel. Get off of me.
What are you doing down here in a town like this? Big executive like you.
I'm trying to find out something about the son of bitches who stole my company out from under me and threw me out on my beautiful black ass. You wait for them, huh?
I'm investigating them, same as you.
Yeah, those shits. Somehow, man, they got to my asshole brother and my two idiot nephews and everybody else I trusted with stock. And they brainwashed them, man. Next thing I knew, they was in and I was out.
I love how they're instantly friendly now. Like, they just had an altercation and now they're just friends.
The side effect of eating too much dessert and urge to migraines.
Well, there's a widespread urge of that around here.
I might have gone along with the idea they didn't have to steal my company.
Yeah, but these guys don't like having partners, Charlie.
Yeah, and I figured if there was a mafia front, I'd get back at them, expose them, and then get my company back.
But how did you find this out of the way place?
Place here as a forwarding address.
Forwarding address, yeah. Well, that's a post office. Where's all that mail get
I was gonna say, if you're having a good time, if you're enjoying this, and you're in the Discord, please give me some more suggestions on what we can do. Nicole, I saw you had one in there. I'll add it to the list. I think you had a couple actually, so I need to add those to the list.
dinner time right now? Why don't you just close up shop and we'll take you out for a bite to eat?
Eaten already.
Midland, Georgia, huh? They all went there, and you stayed here.
Leave us alone. What do you mean, us, man? We're talking you. Ain't nobody else in this place, is there? Because all we see is you and the gas station man, and now he's gone. We're not bothering anybody.
And we had a little stuffy burp there.
What do you think, Charlie?
The man is not in proper operating order.
Absolutely.
I'd like to take him someplace and give him extra.
But what if he doesn't want to come along with you?
We snatch it.
Oh, now, Charlie, I run a high-tech operation. I don't go in for things like that.
I gotta take no chances. sucker over the head.
Oh, well, we do that.
We throw him in the trunk of the car,
We do that too.
and we take off.
But who's car?
There's something about this humor. It's like they're just casually talking, like just palling around about how they're going to kidnap this guy. There's the stuff.
Okay, evil hands, kill the door.
Watch out for Philip. I always stop first.
Some of these effects are awesome, man. You'll see as the movie progresses that, like, there's some cool stuff in here. Oh shit. I love lighting like that. It's very 80s. Maybe not. I feel like that's very 70s too. This was 1985. Yeah. Oh, if I remember correctly, this big guy is trying to get on their boat. And instead of, like, here he comes, he just, like, pushes the canoe into the river more. Right here.
Hey, honey, you got a cup of coffee for me? Oh, damn, you're a pretty thing. Look at her.
Ain't she pretty? Ain't you just a pretty thing?
Hey, waitress, you got any good chocolate chip cookies?
Sure do. Oh my.
You got any of the stuff?
Got any of the stuff?
Wish I did. Can't get it. It's on order though.
You sure you no longer need my iron fist?
I want you to go to Washington, D.C. and see Special Agent Frank Herbert.
Frank Herbert, that is the author of Dune.
Maybe he'll be.
I wonder if that reference was on purpose. Frank Herbert.
Here you go, honey. Thanks a lot.
I'm not getting that name wrong.
Fellas, any of you guys going down Route 105 to give a guy a lift?
Yeah, I'm just about done.
No. Yeah, that has to be on purpose. Well, now she lied because they said they didn't have any stuff. Now, what is going on?
Here he comes.
You would think that they would try to hit him with an unmarked vehicle. Because if there were witnesses that saw a stuff van, a stuff mobile. Yeah, I saw him. He got hit by a stuff mobile.
Well, you distributed it. You know what it is. Put it in the store.
Is this guy wearing a wig, yes or no?
But that was long before you passed margin to Stater, so where did those everyone in Stater went to a little town called Midland, Georgia, and now you're conglomerate owns mining. Let go of it. I'm sure you know.
I don't know. I don't know why, but I feel like the acting in this is so good. Like, I know the movie isn't serious, obviously, but everybody still, like, has a good performance that is very, I don't know, everybody just acts cool. I'm also a very easily impressed person.
You do know who I am, don't you? I don't have to eat the stuff. I really would like to leave that to the stuff. It's not your fault.
It is my fault. I invented the whole campaign that made it so popular.
You think you're the only person that ever did anything wrong?
No, I know. I'm not the only person that ever did anything wrong. It's just that I...
Do you wanna trade sins, Miss Kendall?
All right,
He's so, like, laid back about the situation that's potentially going to destroy the world.
Why don't you just call the FBI and tell them what you know?
I haven't got any credibility with the Bureau or any other federal agency in that matter. I was one of them that kicked me out.
What about Ralph Nader?
I just love his... just the way he carries himself is so weird.
But if you've got to, then you've got to go to somebody and...
Proof at all, and that's why I gotta go to the factory with you tonight to get proof. See this? Well, Doc, this is Nicole.
Kid on Long Island sure as hell doesn't like the stuff for breakfast. Bonkers for local supermarket.
Honey, I'll see you at the airport tonight. Doc, would you see Miss Kendall home, please?
Can't get enough of the stuff. The stuff? Can't get enough of the stuff. That's me shifting in my recliner, by the way. I'm not farting live on the podcast, I promise. I would tell you ahead of time if I would do that. No, just kidding. I'm never going to do that. I'm a gentleman. I like this is now all that his family consumes. It's just the fridge is filled with the stuff. And I forget what his mom had said earlier. I think they're losing weight by eating it. Or does she say it now? She says it now. She lost like 5 pounds or something.
Is that dinner? We're dieting. I've lost 5 pounds already this week, and I've never felt better. Why are you talking like you're on a commercial?
Yeah, they act very fake. It's very like Truman Show.
I know that there is something alive in there.
Jason, I mean, there's something alive in yogurt. It's called benign bacteria.
It's called benign bacteria.
Bread, it's yeast. I mean, that's a living organism. We eat plenty of things that are full.
Here's this kid with his 30-year-old face.
That was moving.
All microorganisms move, Jason. I mean, if you can see them with the naked eye. I mean, under a microscope, you can see them move, so what's the difference? They're good for us, Jason.
Yeast is a bacteria, and it's good for us. Like, clearly... What a bummer, man. Just a little kid. Keep eating it.
But you love this house, Jason. That's why we bought it.
What about your new room? We got you everything you asked for.
Are we asking you for so much?
You always get everything you want.
It's filled with microorganisms that are good for the body.
Now you stay in your room until you finish that. Then you can become a part of the family again.
I love this guy. Stupid smile. Man, I sure am hungry right now. I could use a cup of the stuff. Oh, he puts shaving cream in there. I hope you've all seen this before. I'm just being a spoilerson. Does he eat it? Yeah, he eats it. I've never... Like, I've gotten some shaving cream in my mouth before. I feel like that's pretty common for guys when they're shaving. Like, you get a little bit in there. I don't like it. I wouldn't eat a whole cup of that stuff.
What are you doing down here? Did Dad say stay upstairs and eat it? He was right. I tried some of it. He was right.
Gah.
Hey, it's mine.
Dad, Jason loves it.
Jason always did that all the time.
Why don't you have some more, Doc?
Still working on this one. Then I'll have to
Smart kid.
books off the table, glasses off. As a matter of fact, I'll take a whole bunch of it up to my room. Just in case.
I forget why this doesn't work out.
I never get tired anymore.
We don't get tired now that we've been eating properly.
Why did he leave the cup there?
Get in the car.
Who are you?
I saw it move too. Get in the back.
Please get in the back of the stranger's car to get away from your family.
Well, they sure do have a lot of energy.
Excuse me, sir. I kind of just threw up in your car.
I know.
I'm sorry. I mean,
That's all
I just
right.
ate shaving cream.
Everybody has to eat shaving cream once in a while.
Everybody has to eat shaving cream once in a while. He's so laid back.
You feel a little better? Would you open the window now?
Open the window.
Mm-hmm.
Ex-con.
Wow. Never been in a plane like this before.
Yeah. Your family's been taken over by the stuff.
Conglomerate that distributes the stuff owns mines and quarries all around here. There's got to be a connection.
Thank you. Very nice flight. Are you Miss Butterman? Yes, I am. Very nice to meet you too.
When he wakes up, you keep him entertained. We're not back in 3 hours. You take him to Savannah Airport and wait for instructions.
I hope you don't mind my bringing my male secretary Roger along. He's so creative.
I'm Elliot Howard. I'm the chief of public relations down here.
Very nice to meet you.
This is my partner. My name is Michael Grimsby.
Michael Grimsby.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you gentlemen ever live in a town or state at one time or another?
How do you know that? Well,
That's where the original tests were done by the Food and Drug Administration, isn't it?
yes, ma'am. That's how we heard about it. I had my own business down there, but I gave it up to join the firm. We were both convinced that this is the product of tomorrow.
Look at those tall stacks. All full of stuff, huh?
I like this kid, man. Fart noises. I forget why he goes inside this thing. He purposely goes inside the thing. Why would he do that? Oopsie poopsie. I love he's just in there taking pictures like a badass.
You know, some people are more susceptible than others. Jason's in Savannah, Georgia by now.
I'm gonna collapse the minute I hit that pillow.
Oh, sure, I'm glad you gave us a joint in room, because she likes to dictate right in the middle of the night. She looks after my shorthand and my punch and my pecker.
Grab my beverage next to me here, don't mind me. If I can find it. How's everybody doing? Is everybody enjoying this? This is fantastic. Where is the stuff? It's never enough. The cadence of these lyrics are so like never enough of stuff. I think her solution is to burn this off of his face, and I like how that's. Here's what we do. Let me set your face on fire. These effects are fantastic coming up. You guys ready for this? Looks like, yeah, that's falling down, so the perspective of the camera. That's so cool, man. This is the shit I live for right here, man. This reminds me of like Poltergeist, and it's all the practical stuff. Maybe not Poltergeist. There's a lot of special effects in there. It's so cool. Not so laid back now, is he?
What if somebody reports the truck stolen and then we're arrested?
Oh, we just tell them that fella tried to kill us.
Where are we going?
We're going back to the factory. We're gonna take our own guided tour.
Oh god, he's still in there. I totally forgot.
Where are they going at this hour?
Good time to travel when you don't want to be seen. Let's find out where they're going.
He's such a like a cowboy, you know? He's always looking to get into like some trouble, and oh, they're gonna be out. Nobody's gonna see them when they're traveling at night. Let's go. Let's follow them and see where they're going. Come on down. Let's see where they're taking that stuff.
Can't go much further with this damn thing. It makes too much noise.
This kind of reminds me of Close Encounters at the end when they're looking down at the scientists when they're communicating with the UFO. I wonder if that was an inspiration for this. And yes, I think about stuff like that because I'm a nerd.
And the only way I can prove that is go down there and steal one of those trucks.
And you have stuff like that too in your life. You think of stuff. You have references tucked away in the back of your mind where you'll see something and you're like, oh, that reminds me of blah blah, and someone's probably sitting next to you and they're like, how do you know that? And you're like, 'cause I just know things.
Keys are under the floorboard. And meet me at Route 5 near the parkway. Alright?
You gonna be alright?
No, I'll be fine. That's my business.
You look kind of cute in this thing.
Yeah?
I like these two a lot. I'm curious how this did in theaters. I would have loved a sequel to this. This could use a remake. As much as I like this movie, you know, people complain about remakes these days, and I don't think nobody would complain about this being remade, would they? Alright, so the budget for this was $1.7 million. Okay, it made it cost $1.7 million. The film was not a hit. I wonder what they used to make this stuff. Also, he's in front of a green screen here, and I don't know why. Is it because they had a macro lens? I wonder what that stuff is. That stuff. It's funny how this movie's about, like, a man trying to expose this corporation because of the kind of poisonous product that it's, you know, selling to consumers. And I think I want to do an episode in the future, if you guys would be interested, about kind of real life examples of horror, and maybe just call it like real life horror, where, you know, movies like this and like The Crazies, the original George A. Romero movie, and the remake with Timothy Olyphant, which is excellent. It's one of the better horror remakes. Got this guy getting run over, his head just imploding. God, these effects are great. I think it'd be interesting to talk about, like, how, like, these movies are silly, but, you know, the things that they're based on as real life, you know, inspirations. I don't know if anyone's been reading about this train derailment thing in, like, far east Ohio and East Palestine, Ohio, kind of more east of Youngstown there. But read up on that train derailment, man. It's crazy shit that's going down over there, and horrific, and, you know, this movie kind of reminds me about that. the stuff reminds me of what's going on over there right now. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in kind of seeing how horror as a genre draws inspiration from real life stuff, and how horror kind of, you know, bleeds over into the real world. I think that'd be cool to talk about. If that's not your bag, if that's a little too real world for you, if you'd rather just, you know, listen to the entertainment side of things and not get too heavy, I'm totally cool with that. You know, I'm up for anything. We're just chillaxing.
You know how it is. You get so hungry if you go without the stuff for more than an hour or two. I bet you're hungry too, aren't you? Obviously, you're hungry. God, I'm so hungry.
I love the acting in this. It's a good way to find out the cop's in on it, too. He's like, oh yeah, give me some of that stuff.
I'm gonna bypass it. It's too small. They probably control it. We'd never get out of it.
And where do we go, David?
We go to a large city and they can't control it. We'd have a chance. I know the man who lives here. I know everything about him. You don't know me.
Sorry, that's me shifting in my recliner again. I'm not farting, I promise.
I am reporting to Colonel Spears.
I just realized this has a very not at all an inspiration, I don't think. But 28 days later, it's a guy and a woman and a child going to the military base for like the third act. That's just me pulling things out of my filing cabinet brain. This is Paul Sorvino, by the way. Love his acting. I love how he's sitting on the ledge after he just threatened to throw him over. Like, it's such a power move.
You wouldn't be trying to lie to me or deceive me or entrap me.
Do you remember, you were worried about the colonies putting fluoride in our water system. Now, you know there's a thing going on now that's a lot worse. Americans are being poisoned faster and quicker than that. The FBI, they're always worried about the colonies getting these deep cover agents in high positions in America.
Oh, I hear a dog barking upstairs. Sounded like Lucy. Dude, his acting is so great.
They're less than 100 miles from here.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah, I guess they forgot about it from the spirit, huh? Didn't know you were around. And you had something in you could bring it to
I wasn't Paul Sorvino in... Someone confirm with me, please, or I'll look it up afterwards. He was in Dick Tracy, right? Wasn't he the guy that kept eating the... like lobster? No, he kept eating the clams. Right? I already mentioned this, but I think this could use a remake with its themes. I love kind of the untrustworthy corporate kind of consumer stuff going on. Hello.
I kind of like the sight of blood. Well, this is disgusting.
I was reading on the Wikipedia page that Larry Cohen, the writer and director of this, he was not pleased with the way that the movie was marketed by the studio. He was comfortable calling this a horror comedy, kind of silly satire, and you can kind of see the tone in a scene like this where, especially with the music and the kind of one-liners, the music has a very like adventurous kind of almost Indiana Jones kind of thing going on. And the studio really wanted like a real legit horror film, which I don't think this isn't a legit horror film. I think there's topics and themes here and effects. I mean, I'd put this right up there with the best of the 80s horror films, you know. But there was a there was this kind of lost in translation of what this movie actually was going to be, like in terms of tone. So they kind of marketed it as like a serious horror movie. Then people went, and they were like, "What is this silly piece of shit?" that kind of sucks because if the director had, had it marketed the way he intended, I think audiences would have been more open to what the movie was. Because imagine, like, if you were going to see Zombieland and all the trailers and all the TV spots and ads on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and stuff, all of it was marketed with no jokes, no comedy, no, like, fun music, no one-liners. It's just a serious horror movie, and then you go and you're like, you'd still enjoy the movie, you'd laugh here and there, but you're like, this is not the movie that I paid to see. I probably would have still loved Zombieland. I love Zombieland, by the way. I'd love to read more about how they made this. I'm going to say it, how they made this stuff. Because there is the shaving cream gag at the beginning, kind of. You see them kind of in front of a green screen coming up here as it's coming towards them. Right here, I believe. Yeah. So I want to say that was kind of it was kind of a miniature set where they had that stuff kind of oozing around. So I wonder if it was kind of like a mix of shaving cream. Interesting. I love reading about that shit. I think it's so cool, like how someone writes a script or someone has an idea and then, it's given to a producer and then someone writes a script. And I think if there's if you have carte blanche on a budget, you write the script without kind of any budget in mind. He's so funny here. Sorry, I keep stopping my thoughts, but some of this dialogue is great. You sold him that white shit. No, I love how you have your imagination running wild and writing a script, and then it's like you present it to a producer and a director, and it's like, well, shit, now we have to make this thing, and you wrote this thing where it's this giant kind of ever-expanding blob of white stuff, kind of like the Blob, and it's like, well, we have to make that, and we have to talk to the prop department about getting all the, cups made with the logo on it. I love that stuff. I love the problem-solving aspect to that, where you have the different teams working together. And it's a goofy smile. This is a great third act, by the way. Like, as the movie's kind of leading up to this, it kind of changes directions when we meet this sort of militia here, or the colonel rather, with his this is a base, right? An official base, or it's not like a militia. It's just a fun, like, way to end this. Right here. I love this.
Just the local sports and then a tribute to Elvis.
Can't get enough of the stuff.
Get that shit off my station! Get it off!
You can't write this.
say that you're partly responsible for the whole thing, and that you promoted reckless advertising.
Well, that's the truth, isn't it?
Well, what do you want to wreck your career? I mean, you can't be sick, but don't be stupid.
He's so laid back.
Dad let you support me for a while.
I know, I've already said that. Just the world's potentially ending, and he's like, "Well, you want to wreck your career? You can't do that now."
The American people are being poisoned by a popular research product. This stuff, right? If you have this food in your possession, do not eat it. Good. If you are a merchant, then you, what is that?
Well, you got time for a long drawn-out story?
No, I don't. But, you know, I never did hear from the FBI.
You are not going to do a program on this subject without the participation of Chocolate Chip Charlie. Because they stole
I love the.
man, you know that. I got a right to be heard.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Folks, they might figure I'm lying. You know, they might figure I'm trying to knock the competition. You know.
You know how often it's easier to believe lies than the truth. Charlie, you are really welcome. I'm Nicole, the queen of the ex-liars.
8 minutes to earn. Who is this?
Who's on the drug list?
Not on my station.
Hey, are you really Chocolate Chip Charlie?
Now, it's nice to see that somebody still likes me, and the answer is that I am just plain old Charlie W. Hobbs, a private citizen who wants to make a public statement, and you are not going to keep me off those microphones, Colonel, even with all your studios and a funny costume.
Did you realize how many people love Charlie as much as Jason does?
20 million.
20 million people. In advertising money, how much is that?
How much is that?
If you want to throw away all that money, go right ahead.
I will permit this colored man to speak. But speak one word of the commie party line, or one word in code, and I will blow his head off. Can I go somewhere to get my thoughts off? Okay.
Plot outline, and then we'll be back soon. We don't have a lot of time. So are you prepared to say on the air that you've actually seen people devoured by the stuff?
Oh, hell yes. And what's worse, I've seen what's left of them when the stuff gets through and comes back out.
You want to run that by me again?
I've seen what's left when
This is so great. I love.
comes back out. It sort of vacates the premises when it's through.
How? I'm sorry. I mean, what am I asking you for? How would you know?
Oh, I know.
Charlie.
This almost feels like it could have been a John Carpenter movie, a little bit, don't you think? Like, this feels like it fits very nicely with They Live. And, I love that. So good.
Don't let it touch you.
There's something so charming about these 80s movies, I swear, man. I just absolutely adore this.
Get the girl out! Get out! Come to me. Come on, Jason.
Like, you get it, right? Are you watching this and you're just like, this is just a delight. It's delightful. I'm not crazy, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, this is a broadcast of warning. This is not fiction. This is not a dramatization.
Tonight, America is in grave danger.
This is a good monologue.
Under alien attack by a substance which represents itself as a popular dessert known as the stuff. If the stuff is in your house, do not eat it. Repeat, I mark you, do not eat it. If you are a merchant, have it on your shelves, do not sell it. If you happen to have a distributorship, you distribute this material. Close your doors, make no more sales.
Well, now, if you remember your family is dependent on this product, get them to a hospital, and if you have this product...
Oh, this ending. I forgot about the last scene. This is an interesting scene. Well, two interesting endings to this.
In the weeks that followed,
I keep coughing, by the way. I'm sorry.
and the nation mobilized to collect it and destroy it.
Across the nation, violent action has been taken against the stores and franchises that carry the stuff. Local authorities caution the public to remain calm.
Because Mo had said, if you know someone, a family member who is dependent on it, get it away from them.
Although the casualties were in the thousands, American
I actually don't know this actress. I'm going to have to look her up on IMDb. IMDb.
I am reading these words off a teleprompter because I simply didn't know what to say. And the fact of the matter is that I'm selling you an apology.
She is a pretty thing.
Well, you here to throw my money back in my face?
No, I spent it.
Think by dynamiting one quarter you can shut us down forever. Don't you realize that stuff seeps up through the earth in many places?
That stuff.
Afraid I'm not alone. I smoke.
I suppose you've spent my money as well. You two, you're in business together now, right?
Was never before.
And the stuff is finished, of course. But look here. Look at the new campaign for the taste.
See, I feel like maybe not even a remake, but like a reboot / like legacy sequel, like they do nowadays with like Halloween. And they just announced I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, I feel like they could do something with this. Like, they kind of successfully beat the corporation, but, you know, it kind of still goes on. You know. And don't necessarily call the new movie The Taste, but...
Oh, he didn't get any more. This stuff took away his parents and took away his brother.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this one of those one-of-a-kind, don't touch it movies? I don't think it is. I could see another one of these.
Jason? Serve the gentleman. You recognize that, don't you? No. Wave them. Make a big old mountain of it right in front of them. Good.
This reminds me of, I already mentioned it, but the East Palestine chemical situation where they're like, the water's safe to drink. And it's like, all right, safe to drink. Go ahead and drink it. Let's see you drink it. Eat it. Yep, you sell this product. You're telling everybody it's safe to eat. Bon appetit. Eat it. You eating it? Or are they eating you? Love that.
we did it, Mo.
So there are people who got addicted to it, and as you know, we can see here, it's such an interesting way to end this. You know, because it is promising a sequel. You know, because literally this is saying, "Hey, this isn't over." And you see that this is, you know, it's become a street drug. Very interesting. A Larry Cohen film. Well, hey, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching the stuff with me. I want to thank you for your support. I want to see some more recommendations in the Discord, or hey, reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. Yeah, man, I'm having a good time, and I want to continue having a good time with you. Thanks for listening, and yeah, more to come later.